First of all, maybe a brief description of a buyer's market is where you have a lot of sellers and very few buyers. That situation, for example, in the real estate market in Kenya has persisted for a while. And this conversation is going to come off an interesting scenario that was raised by a prospective client who essentially just wanted to understand what she needed to do to generate interest in her property offer. She felt that she was not gaining any traction, primarily due to her pricing decisions, especially because she felt that her property was undervalued. Okay, so she approached us also on the recommendation of a client who we had previously assisted to acquire a unit in the same development where she was selling, and we had helped this client in the year 2020. So this is the way she posed her question to us. I own an apartment which I acquired for 5 million shillings in 2017. While I live in the apartment, in 2020, I took the decision to sell this property. However, 2 years later, I have still yet to sell it. When I contracted a property valuer, he gave me a valuation of just 6.5 million shillings, while the proposed sales values touted for my apartment by the property agents I approached averaged at just 5.5 million shillings. I felt very discouraged to sell, as I would much prefer really only to sell if I could command a price of 7 million or more, based on the fact that I had paid 5 million for it in 2017, and especially given the closing costs, which may average as much as 5% to 7% of the disposal value, and also because I have an outstanding debt on my mortgage to clear. About 1 year into the process of attempting to sell the property, and after the property agents failed to raise any leads at the price of 7 million, I requested that they market the property at a reduced selling price of 6.5 million shillings, which was actually the valuation I had been given by the valuer I had hired. And also, since one of the agents I had recruited for the purpose of selling my unit showed me currently listed offers that ranged only between 5.3 million and 6 million shillings. I have still been unable to generate any serious interest, even though the price I am asking for is based on the actual valuation of the property. Now, given this scenario, what would you advise? So in order to really assist Gladys, the first thing I think we need to do is have situational awareness of the scenario that Gladys presents. That's the first thing we're going to do. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to attempt to define the conditions in a buyer's market, just so that we have a context in order to give her a clear response. I think responding outside of the context of understanding the buyer's market will not be beneficial to her. After we have done this, we have a situational awareness and we understand the conditions in a buyer's market. The next thing we'll proceed to do is actually offer advice. Gladys presents the problem as a pricing problem. However, with a clearer understanding of what a buyer's market looks like, we may have a different approach in answering or arriving at a solution for her. So maybe the next thing we will do is really take the time to understand the market. What are the distinctions for her particular property offer that make it unique? Who are the prospective buyers that she should be targeting? What are the market dynamics affecting price and perception of value? We also need to look at several market principles. One of them will be the principle of willing buyer, willing seller. The other principle that we will look at is the principle of fair market value compared to or vis-a-vis valuations. And then, of course, we will arrive at a conclusion. So we're going to go through these steps one by one in order for us to really be able to help Gladys and find a way to assist her.